Well, how do there, chums? 'Tis I, Captain of Steves, and today, chums, I want to talk about The Witcher. The Netflix reimagining of The Witcher is what I want to talk about, not the video game. I mean, I did play the video game and played the first one up to the point that I encountered a griffin in a field. Yeah, not so far in. It completely tormented me and ripped me a new one, so I went back to Dragon's Dogma. But anyway, over to The Witcher, people. Season 1 of The Witcher is freaking awesome. I thought it was like Game of Thrones season 1 sort of level. The Witcher, I was like, oh, this is fantastic. I really liked season 1 of The Witcher because you are following the tale of The Witcher. And there is a slight hint that there is another force growing within inside of Jennifer, this witch. And at first, she's very much a victim. She's found in like this little hut, and she's also like deformed and decrepit. And a witch takes her under her wings because she's got elven blood. And she starts getting these powers, and she starts getting more beautiful in season 2. And she starts coming out of her shell and becoming a character. And season 2, although the focus shifts a little bit from Geralt over to Jennifer, this new sort of powerful witch that's emerging, it's kind of a story arc that you can kind of go with because she was the victim and she was the underdog, and she's now come into this power. I mean, this is Jennifer when she's first on screen, and she's very much bullied, she's very much harassed, and then she becomes powerful and beautiful, and it corrupts her. So you can see that sort of vulnerability in Jennifer as well, and that sort of pans out, and it's alongside Geralt, so it kind of feels okay, it kind of feels in keeping, and it doesn't take too much away from The Witcher. Well, it does and it doesn't. I mean, you're going to see a heck of a lot of Jennifer in season 2. Season 3, the focus shifts yet again over to Ciri. There's not much breathing space for Geralt to really shine at times. And because Ciri is now another antagonist that's coming into the actual verse, and she's got this mysterious background to her, she's the child of destiny, she's good at sorcery, she's getting better at doing the sword skills, she's also got the elven blood. Yeah, the shift from Geralt becomes even more apparent because now it's a freeway. You've got like 3 different ways that this story is being pulled, and they're trying to fit so much in seasons 2 and 3 that it becomes a little bit head spinny at time. The only given grace really is a lot of the characters, all 3 of them, are together a lot of the time. Well, that all changes come season 4. Season 4, Ciri disappears off on her own, Geralt's laid up with a busted leg most of the time, and Jennifer is out there looking for Ciri. So Witcher's doing very much nothing, apart from convalescing. And in season 4, it's almost like Netflix has said, all right, you know what, we haven't brought out our diversity checklist yet in the first 3 seasons, so we need to get that diversity checklist out, and we need to start ticking off some of these boxes, and it becomes Lord of the Rings from Amazon. And that's kind of what it feels like I'm watching now. It feels like I'm not watching The Witcher anymore. It feels like I'm watching Lord of the Rings from Amazon, and every now and again they're thrown in a monster. And throughout season 2, season 3 and season 4, you notice a pattern. Season 1, Geralt saves himself. He's a freaking machine. And rightly so. He's the freaking Witcher. Right? Seasons 2, 3 and 4, every episode Geralt needs to be saved by somebody. Whether that's an archer firing an arrow at somebody running up about to decapitate him, or whether he actually gets saved by somebody about to decapitate him by some kingly guy walking in saying, hold on. Or he's got a mortal wound of his leg and he needs some ointment putting in there by a freaking vampire who's played by Lawrence Fishburne. You know, the guy who plays Morpheus from The Matrix. An awesome character. What keeps this going is the awesome cast. And although that Geralt gets replaced in season 4, even Liam Hemsworth does a fairly good job with the source material he's given. You have to be a little bit forgiving of him as well, because he's come into this after a character that loves the Witcher universe has already been playing the Witcher up to now. So yeah, he's not going to be as good as the original Witcher because everybody has now drawn that connection to the Witcher being the previous actor. So You've got to give it a little bit of leeway. As long as you can give it a little bit of leeway, I think you're going to be okay with the actual character swap, because they are almost like for like, okay? But what I'm struggling with is Ciri has got a real captivating story in season 3, the Child of Destiny and all this sort of stuff, and it's lovely seeing her evolve under the watchful eyes of all of the witches, and she's learning bit by bit, you know, doing all of her swordish stuff and all that, and it feels very much believable. She seems like she needs that help. But then comes season 4, where she disappears and she joins up with a group of rats. She's definitely the leader of the rats in a roundabout way, morally as well. And that's the thing, you kind of feel that she needs to have some sort of moral compass, and she doesn't get that from the rats. In fact, all of her actions are more morally sound than any of the rats. The rats serve no purpose whatsoever apart from ticking a couple of tick boxes, and it feels like a lot of them have just come straight out of the casting studio because their acting ability was not great. Whereas I said that the cast of this was fantastic, I think season 4, they made some humdingers of mistaken when it comes to casting, not only of the rats but also some of the witches that you see around Jennifer when she reforms a little crew of people. I mean, the rats get completely massacred, the witches get completely massacred. Did I care when any of them got massacred? No, I didn't. In fact, I was like, thank fudge that's happened. Now hopefully we can get back to the main cast and the pillars of this, the people that I'm here to actually freaking watch. Season 4 felt like a massive waste of time. I would say season 1 is a 10 out of 10, but by the time you hit season 4, it's more like a 6 out of 10. It's just about above average. It's only just about watchable. It is very much like Amazon's attempt at Lord of the Rings. So that's how it progresses, that's how it evolves, that's how it moves, and I really hope season 5 they take it back to its original sort of heart, focus more on the Witcher and Ciri's relationship, with Jennifer being there in the sort of sidelines. At the moment it feels like the Witcher himself is in the sidelines, and it's more about Ciri and Jennifer's relationship and the witches and sorcery, more so than her sword skills and taking out monsters. There is a little bit of that, but there's not enough of it. Is she becoming a witch or is she becoming a sorceress? It feels like she's becoming a sorceress. That's what it feels like. Okay, so if you've come here hoping for Witcher, no, you've got the Witcher and then you've got witches. That's pretty much it. But it was witches very much first and foremost, Witcher kind of second place, because season 4 he's just nursing a broken leg the whole of the time. But there are some interesting characters, there is a hook, it is still entertaining to a degree, but I feel that I'm now trapped in this because I've invested myself into 4 seasons. I kind of feel like I have to watch at least the next one to fully understand whether I like it or not. But I tell you what, if I knew what it would have evolved into by season 4, I might have given this a wide berth. So that's what I'm saying to you right now. If you didn't like Amazon's Lord of the Rings, I don't think you're going to like season 4 of The Witcher. And I don't think you're going to be as invested in season 3. And I think even season 2, you're going to see some red flags. So I'm hoping that I may have saved you some time. If you haven't picked up The Witcher and started watching it, perhaps you might want to give it a miss. But if you liked Amazon's Lord of the Rings and you also liked Game of Thrones, then I think you're going to like this, even with its evolution and how it's de-evolved rather than evolved, because I'd say it's a de-evolution for my own opinion. A lot of people out there that love Amazon or love tick lists, they're going to love this. So it depends on you and where your centre is when it comes to entertainment. So there you go, people. That's my summing up of The Witcher. I think it's worth a watch, depending on how you like your entertainment. That's pretty much all I can say without saying too much that's going to get me completely lynched. But anyway, until next time, goodbye, and goodbye again.